Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to Vignan Technologies SAP Data Services sessions, a complete guide, guys. So, as you all know, that SAP Data Services is a well-known ETL tool which has been produced by SAP organization, guys. So, this is one of the most demanding ETL tools nowadays in the market, guys. So, let me just walk you through the course content that I'm gonna cover as part of this sessions. Okay. So as part of this course, we are giving, 8 sections, guys. So the first section is data services basics, and the second one is S4 HANA migration and the integration concepts, real-time scenarios and real-time issues and admin activities, information steward and HANA database concepts. So these are the 8 sections that we would be splitting this entire course content into, guys. So let me just walk you through the content that has been covered under each and every section. So when it comes to the SAP Data Services basics part, this content has been designed by keeping in mind that all the new developers who want to enhance their skill set in SAP BODS, and at the same time, like the people who have been working in the data services for quite some time, and they want to get their basics correct and want to be very, very strong at the basics, it'll be definitely helpful, guys. Okay, so this SAP Data Services basics session start with data warehouse technologies and the architecture and the data services architecture and the objects, and how do we create the various flat file formats, data store connections, and how do you build a sample job. And then we'll move on to the different categories of transforms, platform transforms. Underneath we cover case transform, match transform, map operation, query, a validation, row generation, SQL transform, data mask. All these transforms are covered in detail with an examples, guys, and with the options as well. And coming on to the data integration transforms, we do cover the listed transforms here: data transfer, date generation, effective date hierarchy flattening, pivot transform, reverse pivot, key generation. Okay, so then we'll move on to the SCD types, or type 1, type 2, type 3, which is quite important with respect to the ETL stuff. So we do cover table comparison, history preserving, key generation as part of the SCD type 2 sessions, guys. And then we'll move on to the variables scripting and different custom functions, built-in functions. Okay, and understand different kind of variables and the purpose of the scripting, and understand the built-in functions and creating the custom functions. Then we'll move on to the system configurations and the code deployment techniques, various code deployment techniques which are used to migrate the code from one environment to another environment. And we cover the repositories, different kind of repositories such as local, central, profiler, and some of the miscellaneous topics like error handling, recovery mechanism, auditing, okay, and then management console. And the most important topic, and which comes with a lot of experience and exposure, is the options at the designer tool level. Okay, so I do take you through the options which I feel that which are quite important for you to understand and play around with it in real time, which will make your life easier when you want to achieve some of the complex requirements. So this is all about the course content that has been covered under the SAP Data Services Basics section, guys. So let's move on to the S4 HANA migration section. So underneath we cover what is the migration, what is the purpose of migration, what are the various migration methodologies available, and the most important migration methodology, and I would say the complex methodologies, IDOCS methodology, wherein you try to migrate the data using the IDOCS methodology. And most important thing that you get to learn here is the configurations. So when you're trying to convert your flat structured data into S4 HANA migration, S4 HANA system, the configurations are the most important ones. So I'll help you in building the configurations so you can play around with all these things on your own system as well. And how do we create the sample jobs to understand IDOCs methodologies and working on the different objects using the IDOCs. So we do create some sample jobs to migrate the material master information, customer master information, purchase order information, vendor master information, some stuff like that, guys. And we understand rapid data solution, which is with an example of material master data. So I'm pretty sure people must be aware of RDS, which is a standard template which is used for a migration by most of the clients. And then we'll move on to the HANA migration cockpit, HANA migration object modeler, understanding the performance issues while doing the migration, and how do you reconcile the IDOCs when you are migrating it to the S4 HANA system. And the BAP is, of course, which are called as a functional modules as well in SAP, which are used to migrate the data as well. So we'll take an example of material master and try to migrate the data of material master using the BAPs, and we understand the migration methodology using the LSMW technique. So I'm pretty sure this would be something that many of the people are looking forward, guys. I promise that this would give you all the required information for you guys. So let's next move on to the integration concepts. I'm pretty sure this is also something that people are excited to look at it. Okay, so as part of the integration section, we do cover the introduction to the nested structures such as XML files, JSON files, all that, and how do you play around with the SOAP web services, REST web services, and the most important thing, and I'm pretty sure like many people would be looking for real-time job integrations as well. So how do you build the real-time jobs? What is the flow of the real-time jobs and interaction to the data quality transforms and the configurations and data cleansing, the address cleansing, match transforms. Though these two sections, these two topics might not really connect to the integration topics, but just wanted to give some sort of knowledge. I had just inserted these two topics in this particular category, guys. Then and then we'll move on to the connecting to the AWS system, GCP system, GBQ system, and Azure, all these systems, guys. And of course, there's a Python, a programming language, which has got a lot of use cases, guys, which is extensively used by most of the organizations. So BODS comes with the Python integration as well, which is very good. Like you can write your own custom Python scripting and then just call the Python scripting inside the data services. And we do see how do we integrate BW system with BODS as well. So these are the some of the concepts which are covered under the integration section. So then we'll move on to the real-time scenarios. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was just reading some of the reviews of the other technologies. So many people are looking forward to understand some sort of real-time scenarios. So that is where I just thought of bringing in some real-time scenarios to all of you. So working with the multiple files, handling the Excel sheets, and sending an email with an attachment. So we know that BOD's built-in functionality doesn't support the email mechanism with the attachments. Okay, and you send the scenario we do handle some scenarios using the pivot and reverse pivot transform, implementing the essay type to without table comparison and history preserving, and how do we generate the multiple files, scenarios on the time dimensions, and the scenarios on the performance optimization, and how do you process the file sequentially, and handling the duplicate records, building the dense rank functionality. So of course the list will not end here. If you feel that you want to understand some of the scenarios, you can always reach out to me. I'm always there to help you out in achieving your complex requirements. Okay, and the last one is some of the issues, guys. Okay, so the performance issues, and a job failed, but shown as a success in management console. I just listed down some of the issues like file delimiter issues, data conversion issues, file issues while creating the local repositories, generating the IDOCs. How do you troubleshoot the server issues? How do you restart the data services server? How do you handle the low virtual memory issues? I just listed down some of the issues also here. I'm going to take you through all the issues as well, guys. Okay, and the next one is the introduction to the information steward. And as part of the information steward, we do give the introduction to the information steward and some of the information steward admin activities and introduction to the data insight feature of admin information steward, and some of the useful techniques under the information steward. So we have profiling techniques, validation rules, building the scorecards, and financial impact analysis, quality advisor. How do you export and import the coding? How do you write the scripting methodology in the information steward? And how do you build up matching and merging mechanism and match review configuration? So some of the very important topics with respect to the information steward are also covered over here. And HANA database concepts. I'm pretty sure this is going to be very, very basic, and fundamental for an ETL developer, guys. Underneath this topic, like we cover the introduction to HANA database, some basic queries in the HANA database, and the modeling concepts and attribute views, analytical views, calculation views. How do you integrate data services with HANA database? Okay. So these are some of the topics that I will be covering, as part of the data services complete guide session, guys. So thanks for watching the video, and looking forward you to watch the rest of the videos as well, guys. Thanks for your time.